Raleigh, Robert Courts coming to you live from your backyard. And once again, YBY hits the road. And today we're visiting Carrie and my very good friend, Jen Burchfield. Jen, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
It is your pleasure, I'm sure.
Absolutely, always.
Jen is a personal friend of mine. I've known her a decade, maybe a decade and a half, and she is a community asset. She's a healer, and she is a delightful personality. But I've invited her here today because she does have a handle on health and health coaching. So, Jen, would you tell us a little bit about your business, Pure Life?
Mm-hmm. So at Pure Life, we are really invested in people attaining vibrant health. And that's one of the central premises to the foundation of both coaching, but also of Ayurveda, which is the lens that we like to use to look at people's health, which is that you're already a healthy, whole, phenomenal individual. You are your own best inner physician, your own best healer. And it's my job and my privilege to help you to harness that, right? To figure out how you can be best in balance and how you can just continually up-level your health and continually make those small changes and improvements to feel better and better and be your most vibrant self.
Well, that's certainly been an ongoing theme of ours. You know Dr. Lavelle.
Yes.
And, her whole thing is that the best thing you can do for yourself is take care of yourself. And
that's right.
The second part of that's the best thing you can do for the community is to take care of yourself.
It's true, right? That is, I think, our most important duty as people on earth, but also as community citizens, is to really start at home, start with the inner landscape and the inner environment, and then use that to be part of the connection economy, thinking about the outer landscape and the ripple effect that we have when we take amazing care of ourselves. We enable ourselves to take amazing care of others, and also to just affect each other with our positivity and our good vibes. That's the space we want to be in.
Well, if you think about it, what's more local than the real estate up here? And what's more local than your health? So this is, again, the power of local. Take care of your local self and it'll radiate outwards.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about the coaching that Pure Life offers.
So I offer both online coaching, which has been very helpful during this time, personal coaching, one-on-one, as well as group offerings. I have several programs, and people can progress through that program over the course of a year, or they can take it off in little chunks. So I've got a 12-week program that focuses on behavioral science and habit development. I have 2 6-week programs, one of which focuses on relationships. That's one of the pillars of health, and the other on time management, which of course is so key to reducing our stress. And then during those 12-week programs, there's a micro program that you can take on its own as well. That's a spring nutrition reset and a fall nutrition reset, so that if you just want that little 3 weeks to look at your own nutrition and up-level the nourishment, then we do that during that time. So people can work with me with programs, or they can just work on individual things. And that may be anything from improving your sleep, reducing your stress, or often during a career transition or a life transition, to work through really good small steps that can help you to transition in a good way, in a positive way.
You said something that made me smile. I remember early in our professional relationship, we spent time on working on my health. You said something that reminded me of my dad, and it's that inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it's hard, right?
That's right.
If you take it into little bites and you get a little better here, you find that you can then get a little better over here. So
that's foundational to habit development, which is the Japanese call it Kaizen, and it's just small, continual improvements, making little steps. So like you said, I mean, let's say that you want to start running we're not going to go from the couch to out there to run a marathon. So, you start with walking, and then maybe you start with 10 minutes a day and you up it to 15, and then you do intervals. It's those little tiny things to make you see that you're progressing, and measurables are often very helpful.
Right. Analytics. My marketing guy keeps saying that don't waste money there if it's not getting a return on it. And it's the same for health, right? Keep an eye on what your desired results are.
That's right. Breaking down the goal into those little SMART goals. We always like to talk about that in business and in health, making sure it's specific and measurable and attainable and realistic, all those pieces. And that, I think, is really foundational to the health coaching process and life coaching, because we, are able to be very realistic about what's doable, and to take it in such nice small steps that you can see your goals being achieved. And of course, that gives you a little more motivation to continue forward.
Right. That's the spoonful of sugar.
Yeah.
That the medicine go down. Well, you've certainly not only been a health coach, but you've been an entrepreneur and on so many levels. Now that we're in the quarantine time and maybe looking toward an opening date in the not too distant future, you got any tips or advice for us you could share?
Yeah, I think the first thing is making sure that your personal health, that your personal energy bank is full. And so that's going to be things like, if you've allowed yourself to get into the pattern of staying up late and waking up late, maybe starting to shift that circadian rhythm back so that your internal biological clock is ticking in the right direction. And that'll make that transition easier. I think also just making sure that we're, doing things like getting outside and connecting with others are really important. But specifically to business, for me, one of the things that looks like is I've decided on an opening date, assuming that the progression of the phase 1 and 2 goes smoothly. Yes, and that the curve goes down. And so that's going to be June 1st for us. Nice. And I will be making announcements to my clients about that so they can go ahead and start booking their in-person treatments. We also offer massage therapy at Pure Life. So myself and my contractors offer that service. So that particular service has been very hard hit by this crisis. Obviously, we can't do that. And so we'll be doing a slow ramp up and doing that official opening on June 1st, allowing people to book, sending out the newsletters. And then also, I think just like starting to advertise the next round or market the next round of courses that I'll be doing, because I think as people come out of this, they're going to be more willing and ready to engage in those kind of self-growth initiatives.
I see it a lot in my friends and friends of friends that we're more concerned than ever with health.
Yeah.
We've learned to wash our hands, but now I got an extra 7 pounds. So one kind of, all right, now that I can move around, I might need to call Jen and focus on a little weight loss or some other health related yet quarantine impacted health.
Yeah. That's right. And I'm actually launching a free online Facebook community. I'm going to use one of my nutrition reset pages. I'm going to make it public. So if you're able to go and look at my Pure Life Massage and Ayurveda Facebook site, you'll see the links upcoming next week to join that group. And that group is going to be free. And that is actually going to be focused on, rather than the spring nutrition reset, which I already taught, it's just going to be focused on little ways to do the, better nourishment, little ways to start to lose the weight again. Because a lot of us have put on a few pounds, and part of that is cortisol and stress response. And part of that is maybe just making choices that help us to feel grounded. And so on that forum, we'll be talking a little bit about what are other ways that we can ground ourselves that don't involve food and excess sleep.
Or Netflix.
Or Netflix. Yeah, definitely.
Another trend I'm seeing with the healthcare providers that excites me personally is taking of the group approach. You know, I function much better when I have a leader, Jen, and some other followers that are
Right.
there to encourage me and to set an example. So I think maybe that's a positive, this online, and we're going to crave the group. So that's going to become more and more important.
Yeah, that's why I think the group coaching has been really an excellent asset to my clients. Inside of that, we assign account buddies. So nobody likes accountability. We have account buddies.
Can I steal
And
that?
yeah,
Love
right.
taking it. Love it. Yeah.
And we just help each other to reach our goals. And I think it's so important to have that support of a community. And that's so much about what your backyard is about, right? Just supporting each other in our business community, but also, of course, in your health and in reaching the achievements that you want to have.
Well, that's awesome. If anybody listening wants to contact you, what's the best method?
So we have my website, which I see scrolling across the bottom of the screen. The shortcut to that website is Pure Life NC, as in North Carolina. You can reach me there by email or by joining the newsletter. And of course, I'm also on Facebook as a business at Pure Life Massage and Ayurveda, and on Instagram as Ayurveda Gin, Gin.
Well, Jen, thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you.
And Raleigh and Carrie, let me assure you, Jen's not just my friend, but I'm a client of hers. She's a fantabulous, fantastic, super groovy chick. Give her a call. And her practice, Pure Life, all that local health and more is right here in your backyard. Reach out to us. Thanks again, Jen.
Thank you, Robert. Be well.
See you soon. Bye-bye, Raleigh. Bye-bye, Carrie. See you tomorrow.